today I'm going to do a really quick eye makeup look that I pretty much do all the time because I'm lazy. Let's see, I don't even know what to call it really. It's just very natural, very taking kind of what you have and just emphasizing that. Yeah, so I guess let's get started. Well, and I gotta fix these brows. Look at these things. Anyway, so first things first, I have already primed and moisturized and put foundation on my skin. If you want to see that one that was previous to this one, it has to do with my Studio Blend for foundation. So I've already done all of that. Let's see, this is a palette I created out of my bunch of my makeup. And here's some of the, see if you can, oh, that's kind of all the beautiful colors there. So, and pretty much we're just going to be focusing on, like, you know, these four really. Yeah, probably just those four, and maybe that little green one. So first off, I haven't primed yet, which my eyelids anyway, which I will get done. And this is my primer in the shade IP05 or light, just like this. I always use my finger for this. It is like, yeah, you take very, very little. Like, I just dabbed in there and it's like, it'll cover my entire lid and all the way up to my brow bone. So, see, like, I take like 2 dabs, that much, really, and it covers everything. It's fantastic. I have found with any of them, even this one is no different. I have fairly oily eyelids. So I do set this with just some translucent powder before I move on, because I do tend to crease. I mean, this really helps it so that I don't crease, but like I said, I have oily eyelids, so I do crease. I'm going to be using my brush. This is the Contour 907 brush. Just look like this. It's really soft, but small enough that it really gets in there where I want it to. And then I just dab it all around in there. Same as the other side. For translucent powder, I'm using the mineralized powder. And that's it for that one. Alright, so now that that is all set and nice so that it won't crease. I mean, you could get away with not doing that, like not priming and not all of that with this look, because it is pretty natural looking. Like, it's not a big deal, but I always like to do it just because it ensures, I mean, if I'm going to go through all the work of actually putting eyeshadows on and that kind of thing, I want to ensure that they're going to actually stay there. I always have a towel with me so I can wipe my brushes. Towel, or, you know, a piece of paper towel will work, whatever, just so your brushes are clean. Right, first off, I'm going to use, oh, geez. Well, that's not handy, is it? I'm going to use the shade. So I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. I don't really have a set way that I do my eyebrows as of yet. I still kind of play around with that. I don't, you know, I don't get too bent out of shape if I'm, you know, like, I'm not stuck on powder and I'm not stuck on pencil. I'm really still experimenting with what I'm doing with them. Right now, I'm waiting on my product to come in because I have beautiful ones like this, where it's just, oh geez, you know, pointed end and that kind of thing. This one that I'm using today is Marcel, the Duo Eyebrow Pro, and it's just in dark. I find with this one, it's really warm toned, and I mean my skin, or my brows, sorry, are not very warm. They're quite dark. Well, I do, I also dye them myself, but just so they're a little bit closer, because I'm getting older and I have gray in my eyebrows, which is so much fun. My favorite brush for my brows though is this one. This is mine. It's the, oh come on, the Dual Brow Groomer. So there we go, and it's number 861. Comes with, you know, the real tiny flat brush like that, and also, you know, the spoolie on the other end. I love this brush. I cannot live without this brush. So, I mean, I'm like everyone else, you know, it's pretty simple brow routine, really. I just, with this pencil, I tend to trace, well, I guess trace is a good word, just the outline that I want, really lightly. On the underside here, and I usually just use like the very fine tip of the end of this, and then once I have kind of where my the shape I want, I also do the other side. I make sure they're just, you know, even, and then, because I mean my brows do not match at all. And you'll see that, like, they just don't match at all. And like, I don't know if you can see. No, you can't really. But my brows are like, this color is really like a reddy brown. So I do like it for going in and tracing, and then I go in with a darker one, and then hair like stroke it. And then I comb them down and basically just trace very lightly where I want my brows to be. I do try really hard to follow my natural shape for the most part. I'm not like into the whole Instagram brow. I have tried it, and it just, for me, I find that it's too much. I mean, I do like a really strong brow, but I don't like all my brow, or just brow, if that makes sense. Because, I mean, my hair is more than enough of its own statement that, you know, I don't want to be like, holy crap, over the top with everything, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. And for me, I think that would put me over the top. I mean, I could be very wrong on that, but yeah. So once I get my brow products in, I'll do a tutorial on them too. I have what do I have? I have a few here, like not enough here to actually show anything. So, and then I just go ahead and I just, you know, comb those lines out basically so that they blend. As I said, I'm definitely more of a natural look than anything. And then I just go ahead and take this pencil really lightly and just hair like stroke in some of the sparser spots. And then I do take, let's see, yeah, this one. So this one, I do love this one. This is the the Brow Stylist Definer by L'Oreal, and it's in the shade Dark Brunette. It's like black. Well, I think it's black. But, so this one I do go in and I actually really like hair-like stroke in my brows and really define them, because it is so dark that it doesn't take much for it to actually start to show, to shape my brows out, because, you know, but I am fairly light-handed. I don't go crazy. I don't, you know, get all, I mean, I do, like I said, I do love a structured brow, but I don't want Instagram brows, unless that's the look that I'm going for, I guess. So right here in the front of my brow, on my right eye, I have a scar that actually runs from here all the way up to here. I don't know if you can see it. I had it when I got it when I was a child. So my brow on this side does not grow past this sort of point. So I bring it in just a little bit, like it's like a hair, 2 hair widths really, that I have to bring it in so it matches the other one. And there, that's kind of my brow. Like I definitely throw gel in my brows, because they are unruly. So I just, like I said, this is nothing new. This isn't something you haven't seen. I mean, there are a gazillion brow tutorials out on, you know, YouTube and everywhere. But this is mine. So figured if I'm doing an eye makeup tutorial, I might as well throw the brows in there too, because, well, that's part of it. My brows definitely need a trim, but that's okay. We will do with what we got. There. And see, and like I said, from what we started with to what we have now, they're just, you know, a lot more defined, a lot more filled in, and yeah. Okay, on to better and bigger and better things. So I'm going to be using the shade, let's see, Royal Icing. This is all my makeup, so Makeup Envy, entire makeup line that I created. But yeah, so we're going to use the shade Royal Icing, and I'm going to be using the brush QE14. This is actually out of the my Luxe line. They're just a little bit higher end brushes, but all of these brushes are phenomenal. Like, I love my brushes. So I just dab a little bit. This is just really light, so it will give me enough boost on my brow bone and stuff too, as well as being a little bit lighter on the inner corner and stuff. So I'll go ahead and do that. There. And like I said, it's just a very natural look today, so it's super fast. Then I'm going to take the color Bisque. I don't know, did you guys see that very well? Yeah, it's just a creamy, it's not like royal, it's just a little bit darker. And then I'm going to just put that in my crease and on the outer edge, basically, is where I'm going to set that. And then just work it in. Like, it is so light that you don't have to worry about, like, you know, blending crazy, or that it's gonna, you know, create a harsh line or anything, because it is so light, it really doesn't matter. Alright, so then I'm going to take this color Almond. It's actually a really, oh, sorry. There we go. And it's a beautiful, like, olive, almost brownie color. It's an odd color. I really like it, but it's quite a different color. And then I'm just going to put that on the outer V. And of course I'm just using one brush at this point because, like I said, this is a super easy look. So let's just keep it easy and try and use as little product and brushes as possible, really. So I'm not super careful with this color, but I don't take like a, you know, huge amount on my brush either at any point, because these colors are super pigmented. So I mean, if you want to get crazy, by all means you can get crazy, but it can go from super, you know, what you want to holy crap right away. So, you know, I just err on the side of caution and take less, because I have done it the other way and it's gone holy crap real quick. So I'm just gonna deepen this crease a little bit. Deepen here. And then just blend out the edges, like, and that's about it. And then let's see, maybe a little bit more. I think I'm gonna take a littler brush, a little bit smaller of a brush. Which one am I going to use? I think I'll use my Real Techniques brush. It's the Multitask Eye Brush. It's just a really nice, super small crease. And I'm just gonna dip into that almond color again and just really place it on this outer V. Just to make it a little bit deepened. Yeah. We'll go ahead and get that other side done. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take the shade Rich and Famous, this color, and take an even smaller brush. I'm actually going to take my pencil brush. This is just I don't even know what this brush is, but, or who it's by, but I've had it forever. So I'm like taking like that much. It's so little. And then I'm going to put it on heat, just right in this outer V, the outer third, and right along the lash line. And just lightly stroke it out towards the outer V. Or stroke it in, either way. And then dab a little bit more, do the other side. Do you find doing one side is so much harder than the other? I do. And it irritates me. But the things we deal with, hey? So for whatever reason, my eyelids are like really swollen today, right along my lash line. They're quite swollen. So usually when that happens, all I do is I just try to bring that brown or the darker shade blend it up a little bit, just to try and, you know, shade that color out, or that swelling out a little bit. So I just tend to bring the brown a little bit higher than I normally would, or not normally, but because of how my eyes are today, that's all. Alright, So I pretty much got enough product on there. And I will blend it out with my favorite brush again. Just a little bit. Just to lighten it out a little. There we go. Okay, so now that we've blended out that, and I mean just really quickly, you know, blending out things, because we don't, like I said, this is my everyday look, so I really just don't, you know, have time, really, or the energy for the most part. So I just try to quickly make everything, you know, blend and, you know, basically just look like me, just a little bit more alive. Okay, so the only thing that I cannot live without ever, and it doesn't matter how tired I am or anything like that, is I always take my Infinity eye pencil here, and this is in the color brown, and all I ever do with this is I always line my upper eye waterline. I mean, this takes a little practice, I guess, if you're not used to it. I've done it so much that honestly I could run this along my eyeball and it really wouldn't matter, which is kind of gross, but very, very true. And so I just, like I said, I just run it along. This eyeliner will outlast mankind, I swear. It does not rub off. It's phenomenal. I just take it out a little bit because the way my eyes are shaped, they're quite long, but you can't see it, so. And then, so I mean, you can see there's a lot more definition. Looks almost like I have a lot of thick lashes in there already, which, I mean, I do have lashes, but this just makes them look that much better. And then, so to slap on some mascara, I'm going to use, I'm going to use the, yeah, I'll use the lengthening. So I found with this mascara that it's almost tube-like, like it, when you go to take it off, it comes off in like, it doesn't smudge, it almost forms around your lashes, which is really kind of neat. So taking it off is really easy for the most part. You just, but it's different. It's definitely different than what I've ever been used to, but I am definitely falling in love with it. I mean, I'm super picky about my mascaras, like super picky, but I am really pleased with my formula in this one. And like, this is the lengthening one, but you can see that it obviously does a little bit of both, like this one compared to this one. You see what I'm getting at. And these are my natural lashes. I don't have extensions or, you know, anything like that on. So, just so. I'll go ahead and do the other side. Now, hopefully, you know, this video helps you, you know, see that it is really, yeah, you know, it takes some time, but really it's not that bad. I mean, yeah, I'm taking a lot more time than I normally would if I wasn't talking through this, which, you know, I would just be, I would have been done, you know, probably 10 minutes ago, but talking through it and doing things tends to make me take a lot longer, because then I actually have to think and talk, and well, that's like chewing gum and walking. Well, I'm just not very good at it. So there. That is basically what I do every day. If I don't, you know, well, actually, when I'm feeling up to it, I do this. When I'm not, the only thing I normally do is slap on some eyeliner in my waterline there and out the door, because I am really that lazy. So you just see I got some like mascara up there. Just leave it. Don't freak out and start rubbing it because it's just gonna smudge. Give it a few minutes to set, and then take a Q-tip and just wipe it off. It'll just come right off. If you start wiping it right now, it's going to smudge and make a massive mess of your makeup. I don't normally do my bottom lashes just because I have really long lashes on my bottoms, and they can smudge, but for today I will do it just for you. Alright. And I find I have a hard time trying to get in there just because of the way they're, I don't know, shaped or something. It's just a little weird. Like, you see what I'm talking about? Look how long those puppies are. A little bit crazy. Now, if I could have my top ones be like my bottom ones all the time, it'd be golden. Sorry, you're looking at the top of my head. I'm looking into a mirror. There. Ooh, jeez. Alright, there we go. So you do see what I'm talking about. Like, they are super long. But anyway, we will deal with what we've got. And this, I'm just going to get rid of right now, if possible. Sometimes what you can do is just take a tiny little bit of makeup remover if it won't come off very nicely. The one I'm using is Gentle Clear Away. This is mine, but unfortunately that one I'm actually discontinuing. I mean, I love it, but on to bigger and better things, right? There we go. So now that I've just kind of taken a little bit of that makeup off, I'm just going to take this brush again and just run it up there just so it's consistent. I think I got it all, did I? No. There we go. Perfect. So, yeah. So that's kind of my everyday, super fast, you know, you could take highlighter too, and put it on the inside. You could take it and put it a little bit on your brow bone. It's entirely up to you. But that is my basic gist of, kind of what I do. All right. So I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope to see you soon. Okay.